Welcome back. We are here for
Welcome.
season 3 of the Get Hooked podcast. As you can see, we have a slight personnel change. For those of you who do not know, we have a new co-host here on the Get Hooked podcast. We have the woman who needs no introduction whatsoever. You may know her from our live show, so I'm going to introduce her anyway. The lovely and talented Miss Shelley Hawkins. Shelley, welcome to Get Hooked.
Thank you, Dennis. I am very excited to be here. Very excited to join you. It's going to be a great season 3. We've got a lot of things to talk about, so let's get to it.
So you're joining us now. We're talking about the state of the towing and roadside union right now. We want to know what's going on out there in the world. I know you and I have been off the road for a little while, but we'll be heading back out on the road shortly. But Shelley, for those that don't know you, which is I guess like 7 people in the towing industry that might not know you at this point, but give us a little bit about your background. Where do you come from? I know you've been a guest on this podcast. You're a co-host of our live show as well. But in case any of this audience doesn't know who you are, let's tell them.
Absolutely. So I started my career in the towing industry in 2008. And I started working for a company out of Madison, Wisconsin called AW Direct. At that time, the largest national brand selling into the towing industry for all the tools and rigging supplies. So they decided to hire 3 salespeople, and I was one of the 3 that they hired. And the rest is history, as they say. And then I transferred over to Zips Truck Equipment and worked for them for several years, starting in 2016. So collectively with AW Direct, then Zips, and now with Honk Technologies. I really have found an industry where my natural talents and ability of caring for people and educating the industry has intersected with a group of people that I'm extremely passionate about. So it's incredible and amazing to be a part of the towing industry, for sure.
Well, you've been an amazing asset to this company since you joined several years ago now, and you've been a great co-host on the live show, and I'm very happy to have you here on the podcast now as well.
Thank you.
So let's get right into it. Let's talk about what's going on in the world. Let's not really. Let's jump right into it. It's
Sure.
we're this industry is up against it right now. The economy is not great. It's rough going right now. It's not the smoothest seas, but how do they say the smooth seas do not make for a skilled sailor?
Very true. I hear it every day, Dennis, with our fuel prices going up, the fuel surcharges, folks posting things up on social media. How are you guys handling the fuel prices going up? What are we doing in the business to pivot to survive? Similar to, I don't want to compare this to 2008, but we certainly had to make a lot of changes in 2008 to businesses to survive. You talked about that.
Yeah, 08 was that recession period was a struggle for a lot of businesses, but the businesses that did survive came out stronger. They came out knowing how to operate more efficiently. They came out knowing how to use technology to improve their logistics, improve drive times, and just reduce overhead. And those are the companies that'll survive again today.
Completely.
The ones that are ahead of the trend, and the ones that adapt to this new world that we're in right now, they're the ones that are going to survive and come out the other end of this recession or whatever we're calling it.
Problem solving, I believe, is a key foundational character to all this. And when you're in a beautiful economy and when you're making money hand over fist and there are not a lot of problems, chassis are available, wrecker bodies are available, all those things are available. There's no issues, there's no supply chain issues. We really don't have to practice our problem solving skills because we don't necessarily have the problems that we do today. But I believe, like you said earlier, when we have the pressure and the struggles that we're experiencing right now, it really makes you a better business owner and how to adjust to the times. It's a trying time. And I see these towers networking with other folks that are their size, doing the same type of either recovery, towing, roadside, whatever their specialty is in the towing industry, and networking with them. So that's really encouraging to me. Seek out that friendship and brotherhood in the industry and find someone that is like-minded like you to be a mentor to you and to help you through these times.
So, I like to read a lot in my little bit of free time that I have.
You do.
I was actually reading a recent blog post from the World Bank because I read the World Bank in my spare time. diversify what you're reading.
Yeah, for
The way
sure.
you diversify your income, diversify what you're reading. Get your information from multiple sources. It helps. But
Hmm.
there was a statistic that was really important, and I think we can actually probably link it here. But
Sure.
according to that blog post, global growth in 2022 is expected to slow down or decelerate from about 5.5% to just over 4%.
Mm.
And we're talking about COVID-19 disruptions, supply chain bottlenecks, higher food and gas prices, energy prices going up,
Yeah.
worker shortages due to pandemic losses. Unfortunately, we have millions of people that we lost to COVID around the world, and a lot of those folks were frontline workers. A lot of those folks
Hmm.
were in the workforce that we're trying to replace right now. Now we have a conflict going on in Eastern Europe. So these things are, it's a global economy, and all of these things affect everything we do every day. So we're seeing fuel prices go up. We're seeing the cost of
Mm.
everything that we import go up. We're seeing the cost of goods that are made right here, trucks that are manufactured right here. Shelley, yeah, you talk to towers all the time looking to buy
Yes.
trucks. The cost is
Yes.
going up.
The cost is going up and the availability is absolutely not there. If there is a truck available, gone are the days where you can pick the exact chassis. You want the M2 extended cab in this color with these specs. You're going to be waiting in line for a really, really long time for something specific like that. And so if you're not a fan of Dodge and I see a Dodge rollback come up for sale, it's gone. It's gone like that, because these are the days where you take what you can get because of the shortages. Unfortunately, it's not going to be like this forever, you guys. It's absolutely not going to be. My father is 76 years old now, and I remember sitting down with him about a year ago, and he talked about the different cycles that he's gone through in his career, the ups and downs, and what happens, and how it comes back, and how it potentially happens again with different markets. And so that was encouraging to hear that from my dad, who's been through a lot of this. I remember when my parents first mortgaged their very first home. I want to say the interest rates on the home was like, this is like in the early 80s, in the lower teens. That was the percentage rates on mortgages. So, we're certainly seeing some of that right now with it. I think it went up again this week, just like a point or two. And don't quote me on that, but
Yeah, the Fed's raising interest rates, and that's a sign of the times. This is something that we
mhm.
haven't done as a country in a long time, and unfortunately, there are some things that we've been holding off on doing as an economy that we need to do right now to make sure that we can weather this storm. But again, the
Yes,
folks that can adapt and weather this storm, there is good news coming out of the other side of this. U.S.
absolutely.
Federal Highway Commission, they had a report out recently, actually as recent as November, that
Mhm.
traffic volume is up 11.5% in most cities across the country. We're seeing cars back on the road. We're seeing
This is
we every day we see job volume
great.
increase in our world.
That's phenomenal. That's great news, because as we know, during 2020, when there is no motoring public, there is less demand for towing. So seeing that increase is absolutely fantastic for us all in this industry.
Yeah, we've seen ridiculous growth in some areas. We are
Yes.
poised to, and I mean not to brag too much, but we are poised to be the number two roadside provider in the state of California by the end of 2022. Right behind that big three-letter organization that you all know and love so much, that has been established in California for 150 years. So watch out, we're breathing down your neck. You know who you are. You know who you are.
But it's really exciting, Dennis, just to see the expansion and to see people get excited about the technology. It's amazing the people that reach out to me on a daily basis and ask questions about our technology and just say, they genuinely want to understand more about Honk, how Honk works, how they can incorporate Honk into their business, because so many of them, and even these are like 2, 3, 4 generation type towers, are recognizing that that finding the truck's location closest to the person needing help is the way of the future. It really is. And it's not just for towing and roadside, it's for logistics, it's for fleets, it's for everything. This is what the future is holding for all of us out there on the road maintaining fleets, for sure.
We've talked about this, ad nauseum on this show, on our live show,
Yeah.
but it really is. This is the future. The future is now. People live in the world where they can get an Uber just about anywhere in the world
Yeah.
now. You can order DoorDash or Postmates to your wherever you are.
Yes.
If you're in a hotel, you can order food to a hotel and it'll show up. It's this on-demand world, and we're just living in it. We're just living in this world, and we are trying to make our way here.
I agree. For you guys that have roadside companies, towing companies out there, we want to give you those jobs that are close to your tow trucks so that you're able to do more jobs and stay in your area. That is really what our algorithm is based around. We want to bring efficiencies to your platform, shorter ETAs, and the opportunity for you guys to do more work in that area that you want to stay in.
So I actually want to go back to the very first episode of the Get Hooked podcast. Yvonne and I had on Mr. Quinn Pining, the president of, at the time, he was just the California Towing Association. He is now also president of the Emergency Road Search Coalition of America.
Yes.
And one of the things we talked about was it was tough times. It was the beginning of COVID. It was early 2020, beginning of lockdowns, and job volume was decreasing across the country. What we saw everywhere was that towers were having a difficult time finding work. It was a rough going for at least those first couple of months. But some great advice that Quinn shared with us was that you need to be able to diversify your income. You can't rely solely on roadside contracts. You can't rely solely on police towing or solely on impound towing. One of the things Quinn shared with us was he's gotten heavily involved in machinery transport and equipment transport and generator rentals and just moving all sorts of equipment.
Tavos Towing, South Texas. He is transferring water. He's doing water transfer. He's doing fuel delivery. It's about, I know Todd Menzel in the Madison area. He has diversified his business extremely well. He is the dump trucks. I see him posting more dump trucks every day. And yeah, exactly. The diversification. Great advice from Quinn Pining. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You're entrepreneurs. You folks out there are entrepreneurs. You're smart. Go out there and find where the business needs are. When you see a decrease in the motoring public, what is there? There's going to be an increase for something else. And I just love to see that.
So I bring that up because one of the things that we've done here over the past year and a half is we've diversified our portfolio of work, so to speak, as well.
Yes, we have.
Of course, we offer traditional roadside for insurance companies and fleets, breakdown towing, accident towing, roadside assistance, light services, jump starts, lockouts, all that fun stuff that you guys are used to every day. But over the past year and a half, 2 years, we've added logistics towing.
Yes. Can I tell everyone?
Yes,
I call this drama-free towing. Drama-free towing, logistics towing. It's move this car from point A to point B, and that's it. There's no emotion. There's no person on the side of the road panicking because they have a flat tire, their battery's dead, whatever the case may be. It is drama-free towing, and every tower loves the drama-free tow.
Yes, no customers, logistics, transport tows. We're literally picking things up and put them down. I lift things up, I put them down. That's what we do. It's moving vehicles for dealerships, for repair shops, for all sorts of just or resellers. And all we're doing is we're picking up vehicles at, say, a customer's home or a parking lot, and we're picking it up and dropping it in a dealership lot or in a repair shop or something. Most of them run, some of them don't, but most of the time they do run and drive, so it makes it a little easier to load and position, and it really is just easy work. That's not the only thing we have. We also have our great first on-scene accident response program that we're running right now. This is some pretty cool stuff. So what we're doing right now is insurance companies are like every other company right now. They're trying to reduce overhead. They're trying to find creative ways to not spend as much money so they can reduce the cost for the end user, for the customer. The biggest battle for insurance right now is rates. So the way these insurance companies keep their claims low is by involving a product like what we built. So first on scene, what that does is when our towers get to an accident scene, they shoot a quick video of what the vehicle looks like. That goes into our estimating tool and allows the The claims adjuster on the other end to take a look at the vehicle and say, well, this vehicle is repairable. Let's take it to a repair shop. Or this vehicle is totaled. Let's take it directly to a salvage yard. Cuts out all the back and forth, the 2, 3, 4, 5 tows you have to do, moving a car around your storage yard 100 times, waiting for an adjuster to come out and take a look. It's really just improving the efficiency of the insurance process.
Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. I can't say that enough, for sure.
Efficiency. I said it again.
Exactly. There you go.
You know, we're hearing some of our insurance carriers are actually closing claims the same day. So accident claim, same day, one day. That's unheard of in this industry. So some cool stuff going on right there. Shelley, you were also part of this project that we built recently, battery replacement services.
Battery replacements, for sure. So this would be the battery would be tested. You would need a jump start initially. The battery would be tested, and then our service provider on scene would recommend that you have a battery replaced, and then they would replace your battery. So it's a pretty simple process. I think that other entities have been doing it for a while, and we are excited to roll this out for sure. I'm also going to insert a little war story here, Dennis. From time to time, you and your former guest, the beautiful Yvonne, host, would talk about war stories. So last week, I went out to run an errand, and I noticed that the interior light in my beautiful Honda Fit was not only on.
Wait. Hold on. I have another car to talk crap about. I love it. We get to talk crap about the Honda Fit.
Yes, you do. But the Honda Fit is beautiful. And so I noticed that the interior light was on that I had left on, and it was dim. And I'm like, this is not good. I put the key in, go to start it, press the clutch in, dead. So I ran back into the house. I got my handy dandy jump pack called the WeGo, and I put her on the battery, and vroom, she started up. And this is literally the first time I've ever used the WeGo to jump the vehicle. I always use it just to charge my phone at trade shows because there's no place to plug your phone in. There's no place to plug it in. So I just carry this with me wherever I go. And started it right up. So yay for me.
Very cool. If you only want to do jump starts, you have the ability in your Join Honk profile to go and set those parameters, and we won't bother you on jobs that you don't want to do. It makes it very easy. We're still chopping
tire changes. If you don't want to do a tire change, toggle that off. If you want to do all the services, toggle them on. We give you the option.
So we also we published a survey recently. We had been doing some market research like we always do. We want to find out what's going on in the world. Surveys are a great way to do that. And our 2022 tow industry survey came back with some really, really interesting data. So one of the things I wanted to point out is that 22% of the towers that we surveyed said that they have more work than they can handle right now. They're turning away jobs.
This is true. Very true.
It's a really, it's an interesting world we live in right now. So if 22% of towers are saying they're turning away jobs, and we also know that towers are talking that they're struggling right now, there's a market here. There is a way to connect people with that, and that actually brings us to the next data point that we were able to pull out of the survey. 73% of towers responded that they prioritize jobs based on specific criteria. Makes sense, right? We prioritize jobs based on a few different things.
Yeah.
Do you know what the number one prioritization point that towers use? The number one reason that they prioritize a job? 38% of towers say they prioritize jobs based on location. That means finding the closest truck to the call. Hi, that's what we do here. We find the closest truck to the call.
Yes. For sure.
There are a few other, things that they prioritize on. 28% said how lucrative a job could be. So yeah, the cost is important. It needs to work for everybody involved. You can't do jobs that you can't afford to do. But availability of equipment, contractual obligations actually fell all the way down to 21%. So folks aren't caring about their their contractual obligations with roadside clubs and fleets. They more are concerned with making sure that they have operational efficiency in their organization.
How far away is it? How much money am I going to make? Number one and number two.
Yep, that really is the crux of what we do here. Is we want to make sure that we get you jobs in an efficient manner, close to your trucks, and so that way you can make more money per hour by not having to travel as far, not spending as much fuel. Fuel's expensive. Fuel's very expensive.
Very expensive.
Fuel is more expensive than it's ever been right now.
if there's any time to become a Honk provider, right now is the time. And Dennis, I think you'll agree with me that it is a tow operator or a roadside operator market right now with the availabilities of jobs that are out there.
Absolutely. If you're an operator right now, it is a great time to be an operator.
Who's hiring?
Everyone,
Everyone's
everyone's
hiring.
hiring. If
Yeah.
you know, if you're a towing outfit right now and you're not hiring, I'd love to talk to you. Please shoot me a message because I want to know what you're doing that really is working. That you don't need operators right now.
46% say in our survey that they are hiring. They are hiring right now. I want to say 100% are hiring. I know that that's like our technical stats from the survey of 520 some people.
I would not be surprised if that was just a small sample size or something. But almost half of towers say they're hiring, and we all know not everybody's always that forthcoming with information like that.
Correct. Yeah.
You know, we saw that 46% of towers intend to purchase additional trucks this year.
Yes, indeed. And that is a direct result as the rising motoring public moving and then the rising of the roadside jobs available.
So Shelley, I know you're always out there talking to folks as our senior brand ambassador here at Honk.
Every day.
I know you've heard some folks that are hiring. What kind of stories have you heard out of those folks?
Just the focus right now for the folks that are hiring really truly is creating the environment where they can retain the employee, because it's getting more and more difficult to retain the employee to stay on board. You know, they're going to shift works instead of being on call 24/7. They're going to more beefed up benefits and just focusing on what is that work environment like, because they know if someone does not like coming to work, they're going to create a poor work environment. They're not going to be good for other employees to be around. And I just see more and more folks trying to create this work environment where, in such a difficult industry where we are on the roadside every single day, you know, how can we make improvements? How can we retain those employees that we have that are good, and what we can do to just make the company better?
Yeah, this industry is really shifting. We've developed as an industry, and we know we need to be more competitive so that we are getting the best of the best. We need to make sure that we have qualified operators. We're making sure that they're trained properly. We're making sure that they have knowledge of how to use the equipment. Gone are the days of here's the keys, go figure it out. That go figure it out costs you way too much money on the back end with your insurance. So
Yes.
Putting some of that money up front into training is important. We're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing, health benefits, 401k benefits, perks, travel packages, vacation time. When I started in the towing industry, there was no such thing as vacation.
I was going to ask you, Dennis, what was it like for you when you started in the towing industry as compared to now?
Oh my goodness. It's unbelievable. When we started, it was, and it still is the case in a lot of places where, the new guys do have to take the less desirable shifts, nights, weekends, things like that. But years ago, it used to be everybody worked a weekend, everybody worked a night shift. Now, operators that have been with their company for a long time, that have proven to be, team players and proven to be, really good, qualified, trained, expert operators, they can write their own ticket. I know folks that they work Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. And they operate a heavy duty tow truck. That's the way of the world now. And gone are the days of working 12 hours a day and then being on call for the next 12 and doing that for 24 days straight. It's a better world where the towers are happy, when towers are making money and they have time to be with their families and have time to do what they want to do. It's a better world for everybody.
I agree.
Speaking of happy towers, we've got some great success stories from a few of our Honk partners that we were able to reach out to over the past few months while we haven't been recording a podcast. We have take a break right here for a quick second, and we'll show you a quick aside from one of our partner series with our friends over at Glenpool Wrecker from the great state of Oklahoma.
So what is it about working with Honk that makes it easy for you? What do you guys enjoy about it?
About everything. Honestly, big part of our growth the first 2 years was definitely because of Honk. I couldn't have done it without them because of the growth pattern, the freebie side of being able to expand and grow. Also, the constant evolution that Honk does. A lot of other providers I know and we have professional relationships with will come in and complain about it. The Honk's changed something else or Honk's updated something. Well, it's because they're listening to us. We want a system that works. We want to grow. We want to continue make things better. Now we complain about something, Honk changes it. They're going to update it, which has been honestly how we all run business. You can't just know the 100% answer. But if you stick together, it's going to be one heck of a program. It's going to grow exponentially.
Great folks over at Glenpool. They've been with us for a while, and they have managed to grow their business with Honk and other platforms. But they stuck with us for a long time, and even when we've had to work out some kinks, they've always been there, and they've been a great partner. So we love our friends over at Glenpool Wrecker. We've got another great quote from Eric over at Ayala's Towing. They've been working with Honk for a while now too. They love the Honk app, and they love the efficiency of it. Here's our friends over at Ayala's.
How has technology in the Honk app changed your business?
It's so easy. You just click, and they're set, and they'll get the honk, and they know right away. It's just so digital. And also, I want to include the payment. You guys are awesome on that. I don't want to give out any names, but we struggle with other service providers to get payments. It'll take sometimes a month. Once it took 2 months to get paid. If you want a credit card, you'll get it that same day. If you want direct deposit, it's there the next day. So props to you guys for that. No other company does that, so that's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That's one of the things that we hold. No, thank you so much for saying that. It is one of our top priorities to make sure that our partners get paid out in the fastest way that we can possibly get you paid. And right now, that is, if you are a partner in our system and you've already set up, like you said, you get a credit card that day, direct deposit when you close your job. So we want to make sure that, you do the job, you get paid for it. And that's really a standard that we hold to because we know that, for us, why wait?
Well, yeah, and then we got bills to pay, drivers to pay, and the instant, you guys, the instant payment is just awesome. So I got to give you guys props on that because we've worked with several other service providers, and like I said, that we struggle sometimes, and it's so props to you guys for that again.
Yeah.
It really is amazing. I love hearing these stories. Shelley, we've heard some of these stories at tow shows and other events, and it's just a great time. Want to lead us into the next one?
Another great quote that we spoke to recently from a company called MA Towing. They absolutely love doing our jobs. They even mentioned to us that they have less stress. We love hearing that. Fewer phone calls, everything comes to them digitally, and everything is very informative. So thank you so much, MA Towing.
So that leads me to, how did you guys hear about Honk?
One of the tow shows. You showed me on the app. Oh, it's simple. Just download, simple. Let's see what Honk is all about. Let me just time I loaded the app. I think it been 20 minutes. I don't even think it's that long. I know exactly where I was. And a call popped up. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's, say, 2 miles from the destination you are. Where you were. And I was like, well, I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
So I took the call. And I'm like, okay, went down there. I said, oh, man, this is easy because where I was, I would have been driving back dead ahead. And this is the crazy part about this whole situation. I grabbed that call, dropped it off, and y'all saw me again at where I was dropping off, which was another call maybe 5 miles away. I ended up doing like 3 or 4 calls back to back.
Yeah.
And I finally ended up back to my destination, which was my home, my area. And I'm like, wow, that was crazy, like how that works, And it was like being an Uber driver, but I'm picking up cars.
Yeah.
And
You hit the nail on the head. I love that you said that because that's exactly how it's designed to work. One thing I wanted to know is, how, in what ways has Honk, elevated your business, and what's like your favorite part about working?
Less stress, no phone calls. I being honest, like, I don't know how can I say this? You got what you call, we consider your private customer, which is a cash pacing customer, right?
Yeah.
Then you have your roadside customers. Then you have home customers. That's how I separate itself. All right. So you're gonna say on the private people, you there, they're gonna tell you what they need, blah, blah, blah. It's in. You know,
Yeah.
you give them ETA, that's done. You go on another roadside, you'll call proper information not related.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
With a lot of
So
roadside.
customer calls you, the roadside calls you 3 or 4 times on some situation where you don't even know what's going on. Okay. Which this is one thing I can say what separate Honk from some of the other roadside transportation. You know, like, hey, I had a bad experience with the last time I called roadside, or the driver didn't show with proper information. I have yet to experience that with Honk. So that's something y'all might want to be pat yourself on the back by, because I've had it's less phone calls on the Honk side, which I'm trying to understand that, because y'all both are in the same business, but seem like a different type of clientele.
I would say personally, I would believe that I would think the Honk training is better. That's what I would think, because it seems like when your reps are talking to the customers and getting the information, they're getting all the variables that we need. Like they're checking everything off, and we get it. It comes over and we're like, oh, bam, bam, bam. That's everything we need. Let's go do it. With a lot of other companies, it's like, oh, they didn't tell us this. We didn't get that. We don't
sending the wrong truck out.
You know, so it's streamlined. You guys have really perfected it. You guys are getting the right information. It just makes those calls so much easier.
Very easy.
I have to say thank you to you guys, because it's really all the feedback we get from our partners. You know, we make it a point to hear from you guys, to learn more, learn as much as we can. You know, how is Honk affecting you? What are the things that we can do better? And everything that we change is based off of feedback that we get from you. And, you know, we ask, you know, what can we do to make your business better? Literally, that's what, you know, our company was created for, is to make the lives of tow business professionals better. So I love to hear that, because I'm like, it's a circular thing now, right? It's just like, you know, you guys tell us what you need, and then we go and try to make it happen. So
but the fact that you're implementing it is great, because sometimes people send out surveys and they ask questions, and then 3 years later, you know, those same things are still not being changed. So, you know, I commend you guys for really taking action quickly, you know, and making it happen, because it just makes it easier.
Yeah. You're not telling Honk call. Who called you to him? You know, because Honk said you ain't been there. You know, that was great. That was great. You know, the way y'all came over that album pretty good, and it's really been helping us to fill in the blank, because now it's not necessary how many more toes you can do; it's how many blank spots you can fill in.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
So it could be so many different things.
Yeah, because it's an area that maybe we wouldn't normally cover, but because we dropped off there, and then you guys are like, hey, we see you're there, we've got this tow. Like, it definitely, it's less downtime on the truck. You know, there's more money to be made, and it's more efficiently made.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love shooting these partner series videos, and we're definitely going to get out there on the road this year and do some more. Speaking of on the road, by the time this gets released, this may have already happened, but next weekend I will be heading up to, again, the great state of Oklahoma. I'll be joining IRSCA and the Oklahoma Towing Association for their heavy-duty training class, hosted by Mr. Shane Coleman. So, Shane, looking forward to seeing you guys next week. But next month, the real fun begins. It is tow show season. Where are we going first, Shelley?
We will be at the Florida Tow Show in Orlando, Florida.
Fabulous. Orlando, Florida.
Yes,
Looking
indeed.
forward to that one.
There will be me and you, and we're bringing along one of our coworkers. Her name is Drea Triplett, and she's a fantastic person. So
we're going to go out and we're going to have a great time. Already looking forward to being back out on the road. We had a great season last year, tow show season. We unfortunately did not make Florida last year, so this is our first time in Florida since 2019. So really looking forward to get out there and sun and the sand,
Yes.
and put some mouse ears
Come
on.
and see us. Come and see us. Yes.
Yes, come and see us. Come hang out. It's gonna be a wonderful time. So Florida Tow Show, and then right after that, we got a few other events popping up.
We do.
We have lots of things happening. So stay tuned to our social media channels at Honk for Help, all across everything. We'll share links here too for how to get to that stuff. But come and find us. Come and see us, and we are everywhere.
Absolutely.
Shelley, it is. I'm honored to have you here. Thank you
you.
for joining us, and I look forward to another great season of the show with you. Follow us on social media, and we'll see you out there soon. Join honk.com.
Thanks, everybody.